Here's the story. Johnny the Mad Dragon, who had my mother off by his side. They were four fans, certainly obnoxious, but full of dragon's pride.
It's the story of the great Jesse Godfrey, with Big D Go-Go and Mr. Rob. Never Jesse's crew, so fierce and passionate, and the red V shine true. Till the one day when Johnny met young Jesse, and they knew
There was much more than a hunt. That this group would form a fiery podcast. That's how we cut the Mad Dragon's butt. Mad Dragon's butt. Mad Dragon's butt. That's the way we became the Mad Dragon's butt. Come on, Dragons fans! Fire up!
Well, g'day Dragons fans and welcome to the second game of the day here at Cogra. There's 3 games on at this venue today and of course a couple tomorrow in the NRL trial, but I've got up on the screen there the Leeds of Fiaola Cup side for the St George Dragons. This is how they line up. Morgan Simon at fullback, on the wings, Matty Davis and Annabelle Curry. The centre pairing of Robertson, Wooten and Adams at halves. Brooke Carroll and Ruby King got player of the match in the Dragons' first ever win in this competition last week. So looking forward to seeing Ruby King go at it again. Alexis Fenton up front with Munns, Monique Marshall in the 9, Cora Raftery and Cecilia Tonga in the second row with Amelia Phillips, the hard-working lock forward. Another player I'm looking forward to seeing, Tanapo Nawai, is one of those players I'm pretty sure we brought down from North Queensland. Chantel Wilson, Peyton Lee Kohanui, and Daniela Barton in the 25. Mackenzie Swimakavaha is the 18th player. They'll be up against it here. They're up against a Central Coast Roosters outfit that has not conceded a single point yet in 2025. Only 2 games in, of course, round 3 here, but 28-0 they beat the Tigers, 26-0 they beat the Knights. They're a very strong team. They're just making their way out onto the hallowed turf of Cogra Jubilee Oval. At fullback, Stella Hall. On the wings, Rosen and Butcher. Berryman and Pollard, the centres. Vautois and Tonga are the halves, pairing Vautois, the captain of this Roosters side. Hammond and Arthur Clark are the up front with Meg McPhail. Let's hope she does in the number 9. And a back row of Wooden, Koenig, Morgan Koenig, perhaps some relation to NRLW player. And Tamate is the lock forward. Sanchez Alvarez, one of the best tennis names you'll ever see on a rugby league field in 14. And then Oliver, Sefo and Combo make up their 17. Papali'i is the 18th player for the Roosters. It'll be the Dragons to receive. I'll take my ugly mug off the screen and we'll get underway. So the Dragons will get first use of the ball. Looking to be the first team to score a try against this Central Coast Roosters team. So Roosters kick off. The Dragons, they trap that one. And the first carry here for Alexis Fenton. She's a very skillful front rower is Fenton. In the first game I saw of her back in round 1. So look to see some of that skill as this game continues. Munns takes the next hit up, and now it's with Phillips. Phillips takes it into the line. The Roosters up in her face, and they drive her back. Tamate and McPhail involved in that tackle. Now King. King just tips it one wide up. And Tonga will be put down as they look to get through their first set. King again. Look to hit an edge through Simon. She just steps back in field. Only kicking from just inside their 40. It's King trapped on the legs there by the Roosters. So the Roosters now their first use of the ball. And the first tackle is, it's only about 5 or 6 metres short of the halfway line. Run now for Hall. Hall takes it forward. Wow, that's a poor pass from dummy half. It's knocked on by Rosen. And the Roosters, well, they come up with a mistake. In their first use of the pill. The Dragons full of confidence. After a late try, got them a 16-12 win over South last week. So they're riding on that high. It's the first time this under-17s team has ever won a game. They didn't win a game. They barely scored a point last year. It was 16-12. I think they only scored a total of 16 points in the entire season last year. So they're certainly a much improved outfit. But should find it harder than South here against the Central Coast Roosters. But they do have their first opportunity as Tonga held up, driven back in behind that halfway line. Now Fenton, the marker called out of it. Fenton looks to step through, but runs into the shoulder of Arthur Clark. Now King, so they look to get a little bit wider of the ruck, turning that underneath to Robertson Wooten, who puts it down. And the Roosters come up with the ball. We head to the comments. Dragons down 14-12 in FG ball. They led that one 12-0. The Roosters have come back into it in the under-19s. Of course, thoroughly beaten in the other Lisa Fiaola Cup game, the Illawarra Steelers in that one. Just get the full-time score of that one. We go around the grounds, thanks to Complete Warehouse Solutions and Mohammed Dib. At 42-4, the Illawarra Steelers lost to the Bulldogs. A big blow there. As the Roosters now, they look to stretch the Dragons' defence and then find a little hole. But good defence on that occasion from Carroll. Short pass and crashing over just short of the line is Hall. They'll play the ball. They get the pass out. Go a little bit wide and now looking to just power away across. Goes Hammond. Again, they're about a metre or so short, the Roosters. It comes now to Tonga. Tonga fires the long pass. Vautois puts it down. And they'll call the knock on. Well, the pass there from a halfback, Talia Tonga, to a captain. Wasn't a good one. Well above her head. Just slams it down. So the Dragons hold on. Put the scoreboard up along the bottom of the screen. Apologies to the 18th player who gets rubbed out. I've got the score scrolling across the bottom of the screen. But 0-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We're about 5 minutes gone as Tonga gets it from the scrum wing. Just a one-off hit up for the Dragons. Now Fenton will work hard. So far, it's just showed a power game. Can't find a front, put down onto a back. The Roosters control that ruck through Tamate. It looks a very good defensive back rower. Lock forward. Dragons, though, held up there in the tackle on this occasion. As Tonga bounces off the chest. There'll be a knock on both ways. The first one against Cecilia Tonga. The Roosters will get the ball in pretty good field position here. They're 30 out from the Dragons' line. And the Saints under pressure. So the Roosters feed the scrum. Looking for first points in this game. Turned underneath to Tonga. Tonga stands in the tackle. That looked a forward pass to me to Pollard. The officials are happy with it. It's just a forward handoff. Like it seemed obvious from my perspective, but referee and officials okay with it. Tamate, we've seen a great defence, and there's a really strong charge. We'll play it back to McPhail. McPhail gets it to the 5'8", who goes inside, and they just crash over the Roosters. And they score first. Well, just a little outside-inside play. Mia Vautois held it up. Gave it to the inside runner, running hard and straight, and the Dragons' defence unable to stop it, unable to prevent it. Try to the Chooks. They lead 4-0, kick to come. The early going, the Roosters showing why they've been pretty classy to start this season. Taking it back a long way here for the conversion attempt. You need to take it back 20 metres when you're that close to the post, but still they've gone back a fair way. Star Arthur Clark, the try scorer for the Roosters. Despite taking it back, they do make it 6 points to 0. Chooks up after Summer Pollard knocks that over. Eight minutes gone before the first points. The Roosters to play from in front. Dragons back to halfway for the kickoff. So the Central Coast Roosters outfit, they look very, very good in the Lisa Fiaola Cup. First two games, 54 points to 0. Now they take it forward through Hammond. Hammond's up over the halfway line. I'm pretty sure that's tackle too. Tonga makes the tackle. But again, on the front foot, Tonga goes across field, gets it to the outside. Butcher into space as the fullback to beat Simon. Gets the pass back to Tonga. Tonga started it with a floating pass. Now goes and plants it down under the black dot. Talia Tonga, well, she floated one out wide to Coco Butcher. Butcher got into the backfield, took on Morgan Simon, beat her, was dragged down from behind, but gave the pass back to the halfback. And the Roosters halfback scores, and they've got 2 tries in quick succession here, the Roosters. The Dragons look in trouble early. They've got to get themselves back into this contest. They started fairly well, but a couple of errors put them under pressure, and now the Roosters are starting to hit their groove. There's 10-0 and a kick from right in front. Should make it 12 momentarily. Once again, it's taken it, well, she's got it right on the spot where you take the 20-metre tap from, the line in the middle of the 20-metre line. Likes to take it back a fair way for these kicks right in front. Does knock it over. Pollard, and the Roosters lead this one 12-0, 10 minutes gone. Let's head back to the SG ball full time in that SG ball game. And it's 14-12. The Roosters have beaten the Dragons, so they still haven't been able to get a win. Apologies for that. Another domestic interruption. Someone at the door. I had to go and sort that out. All good. We sent them away and we're back. Here at the Dragons with the pill now, so I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but the Roosters have obviously not been able to score another try. So the Dragons have got the ball in hand up to the 40-metre line. As Tonga works down that right-hand side, up to the halfway line. Good, strong charge. Finds a front, but still no quick play the ball. Dominating the ruck and controlling the pace there is Temete, and that one is just spilled by the Dragons. Brooke Carroll, it was just trying to tip on the short ball and just fell out of the fingertips. It was an interesting play, really. Not interesting, though, if you're a Dragons fan. Another error up around the halfway line and handing over good field position to this Roosters side that leads 12-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. I looked at the shift at the captain, the short ball, jamming in and making a really good tackle. Robertson Wooten, well, she gave what for on the ground as well. I don't know if she realised that she forced the error, but she does on the first play, and the Dragons will get the ball back. Mira Robertson Wooten coming up with a good play. Ruby King coming to feed the scrum. Referee wants to feed this one again. Marshall didn't have a head in the scrum, so we'll have another go at it. She gets it right this time, and now out to Carroll. Carroll this time turns it underneath. Driven backwards there, I think it's Curry. Put on a little bit of a set play. It's actually Maddie Davis, the other winger. Now Cecilia Tonga put down onto her back. Marshall waits at dummy half, goes to Fenton. Fenton does a little bit of a step before she runs into the markers there, but Hammond handles that with ease. A sloppy play the ball. It's allowed to go. King, no, it's not allowed to go. It's picked up eventually. They do come back to that error from Fenton. So 14 and a half gone in the opening half. This game at Cogra Jubilee Oval. The Roosters out the back with Hall. Hall gets it on the outside with Butcher. Butcher, the second time that she's broken into the backfield, but the pass there called forward from Pollard. Well, quite often up. Yep.
The man needs to talk to you.
Well, apologies again. Had to go and deal with an issue with the pool. No backflips today. The Roosters have put another try on in the meantime. It is 16-0 with a kick to come. Try and get an update on who that try scorer was for the Roosters. Coco Butcher. Well, she's made a few line breaks and she's got across the line now with a try. A more difficult kick here for Pollard. Summer Pollard from the sideline moves in. It doesn't look like it's going to be raise the flags, and it doesn't. So 16-0. 19 minutes gone in the first half of the Lisa Fiaola Cup. Round 3 clash between the Dragons and the Roosters. Because in the other Lisa Fiaola Cup game, the Bulldogs 42-4, beating the Illawarra Steelers. Tartagal Cup earlier today here, the Roosters 24-8 over the Dragons, and currently the Bulldogs leading the Steelers, defending champs in the Tartagal Cup. Now the Bulldogs though leading 18-0 against Illawarra in that one, and the SG ball game earlier today, the Roosters 14-12. Coming from 12-0 down to beat the Dragons at Henson Park. But back here, the Roosters have the ball after the kick restart. Come up to about 20 minutes gone. Good run from Arthur Clark, the first try scorer. Come towards the middle. Dummy and go from Hammond. Bit more mobile front rower. Now Tonga goes the short ball on this occasion to Pollard. Pollard put down, will play it back to McPhail. Tonga comes towards the middle with Temete. Temete bursting through tackles, leaving a few in a wake. Coming from behind is Fenton to make the tackle, but laid too long in the ruck. Temete wants to tap and go, does tap and go, dances with Fenton, looks to get out of the tackle there of Tonga. Will play it back. They work down a short side. McPhail doesn't give it to a captain. Vautois gets into dummy half. Marker's not square. It wasn't Tonga, it's actually Koanui out onto the field in 16 that made the tackle before. McPhail goes back to take the tap. Temete. She runs at Tonga. McPhail. They go out to Tonga. Dummy go. Knocked backwards. That's play on. It's picked up in the in goal by Simon. I don't think she's going to get back into the field to play. It was knocked backwards there by the Dragons. No knock on. Knocked backwards by the Dragons. Cleaned up in the in goal by the Dragons fullback. That'll be a goal line dropout, but I think saving a try there, Maddie Davis. Been under pressure on that right-hand side defensively. I wonder if there's any thoughts of the short goal line dropout here. They don't go that way. They drill it down. Be the Roosters to bring it back through Hammond. Hammond bounces out of the tackle of Simon. The ball goes out wider to Butcher. Butcher's put down, and they're about 5 metres out from the line on play 1. Now they come with Kernick. Kernick rolls over, plays the ball quickly. Pass to Tonga, short ball to Temete. Temete held up. Again, a quick play the ball. Again, it goes across to Tonga. Tonga goes out the back. They hold it up. They get it out wide, and Pollard dots down for the Roosters try. Well, it was just slick ball movement. They punched hard the first couple of plays. The Dragons' defensive line was very, very stretched. And it's Summer Pollard that scores the try for the Roosters. And their fourth try of this opening half, they're out to a 20-0 lead. Bulldogs seem to have a strong junior base here. They're incredibly strong. We've got the Roosters and Bulldogs this week in the junior reps, and they are incredibly strong in both. They're probably the two, along with the Steelers, that are I think have the best juniors going around, certainly in New South Wales. So Roosters have been up near the top in pretty much all junior grades for the last few years. The Bulldogs the same. Basically, since Gus Gould got to the Dogs, they've improved dramatically across all grades, and very hard to beat, no matter what competition you play the Bulldogs in. He's got a real whole of club focus. Phil Gould. He did it at Penrith, and now he's doing the same at the Bulldogs. I think that the Dogs are stronger than Penrith with the way they're going in their juniors at the minute. So watch out for them in the coming years, because they've got plenty of very, very good young players coming through. The Roosters here, well, there's a kick from out wide. That was 10 in from touch, and they knock it over. Conversion attempt successful, and it's the Roosters leading 22 points to 0. We've still got about 6 minutes until half time. So the Dragons, well, they'll do well not to allow this to blow out too much. It certainly will be interesting to see. The Dogs are first year in the NRLW. Certainly recruited well. We know a lot of the Dragons that they've got, they've pretty much filled up their squad already. Whereas the Dragons seem to have a bit of work still to do. So, yeah, it's interesting that a new side comes in and they seem to be better prepared than the Dragons do. So that's certainly frustrating from my point of view. It was a really good run there from Veronica Sefo. Her first carry, Temate, she burst straight through. Dreadful defence from the Dragons. Simon will do well to come up with a tackle. The around the corner pass, I think it's been knocked on by the Roosters. I don't know whether she quite timed that hit right. I think she might have hit it before she got the ball. Brooke Carroll, but gets away with it. Referee's happy with it. And it's going to be a scrum feed for the Dragons. They hold on. But Veronica Sefo's come onto the field. She's a big, strong unit, and that caused some headache. And on the back of that, it's the hard-working Temate. Aaliyah Tamate's been very, very good for the Chooks in 13. Burst through some pretty weak defence. Great work from Morgan Simon at the back. Praise the Dragons wherever we get the chance to. Came up with a great one-on-one tackle on the rampaging lock forward. Now the Dragons. Well, I'll just look to complete this set. They've had to do a lot of defence lately. The Roosters, geez, they spent an eternity in that ruck. Robertson Wooten just wasn't allowed to get up. Lee Koanui takes it up to halfway. Now Carroll dummies to the first runner. Goes out wider with Munns. Munns put down. I'll keep going down that short side with Carroll. Carroll double pump. Gets it to the outside to Tonga. Tonga getting close to that sideline. There's plenty of Dragons in there to try and keep her in the field of play. Carroll, she's going to put the left boot to ball. Goes across field before Hall gets it. Actually, it's not Hall, it's Rosen. Rosen brings it back towards that left-hand side of the field. But you throw a blanket over the Roosters here, they're certainly not going to look to use the ball. They just go hard and straight, and a good run from Pollard. Finds a front tackle down low. One-on-one from Koanui. And Raftery is down in backfield for the Dragons. Slow to her feet. The referee has seen her. She's trying to hobble back into the defensive line here, Koira Raftery. Waving the trainer away, but that doesn't often work. We are going to get back underway. So he jogs off the little ankle injury. There's Hall. Takes that forward for the Roosters up to halfway. It's a penalty for a high shot. Tap and go from Hall. Hall finds space in behind, and Koanui closes that gap. Barton's out onto the field to try and add some size for the Dragons, but here comes the Roosters size in Veronica Sefo. Sefo up towards the 20-metre line before she's put down. McPhail Dummy and go. Goes out the back now. Vautois. Vautois goes herself. Gets the offload away to Combo. Combo fending over the line. Puts it down under the post. Well, it's just razzle-dazzle stuff from the Roosters. They are doing everything right. And of course, the Roosters, their relationship with the Central Coast, this is the Central Coast Roosters, but they do have a very strong relationship with the Sydney Roosters. This is where they get their juniors from. Because we know the old tale, the Roosters don't have juniors, but they created a junior base on the Central Coast. And we're seeing the fruits of that here in this game. The under-17s Lisa Fiaola Cup. Betha Lily Star Combo goes across to score the latest of their tries. They are dominating this contest. King comes out to have a chat to the referee. Give us something, sir. Help us out just a little bit. So we head into the comments. What trial games are you looking forward to watching other than the Dragons? Actually, I think the Manly South game looks like a pretty good trial. I think that one should be somewhat entertaining. There's enough talent in it for it to be high quality. Also, I think the Bulldogs-Tigers game, both sides look like teams that have a lot of points in them. So they're the two that I'm looking forward to seeing this week. I think we've already seen the first game on Thursday night was a good one. Sharks and Raiders was pretty high quality for sort of 40, 50 minutes of it. It blew out the scoreline, but it was a good contest, I thought, and shows where the Sharks are at. It gives us a bit more of an indication. Next week it's going to be a lot higher quality trials. So conversion attempt successful for the Roosters. It is 28-0. That should be the halftime scoreline. There shouldn't be too much longer left in this half. It has been a dominant 30 minutes from the Roosters, although they knock on from the kickoff. There might not be time for a scrum, though, which will be the disappointing thing here for the Dragons. The siren about to sound. They were trying to race to the scrum here, the Dragons, but the clock may very well beat them. They're not on that 20-metre line. They have to move a little bit to the side. And the Dragons will get a play at least as it goes to Carroll. Carroll goes out the back to Simon. They're up in Simon's face. Make the shot. Put her down. Now Koanui. Good strong run. Well, there has been a couple of injuries. And there is the halftime siren sounding, so won't get a chance to play this ball. That will be halftime. The Roosters will lead at the break 28 points to 0. Well, it is what it is. The Dragons trying hard, but the Central Coast Roosters, they have too much class in the opening 30 minutes. They lead 28-0 at halftime. We'll take a break, be back with the second half shortly. Well, we're back for the second half here. The Roosters leading 28 points to nil. The Dragons to kick off to get us back underway. So it'll be Roosters with first use of the ball in this one. It'll be Veronica Seppo, who's had a bit of an impact on this game since she's come on. It gets the first carry. That's not the player that I'd be kicking towards from the kickoff, if I'm honest. But they show that they've got plenty of other weapons as they break straight through the line. This one's Combo, who's already scored a try for the Roosters, just going straight through. Well, straight after the break, that is horrible sign for the Dragons. This could be a woeful second half. And now a high tackle. Yep.
Again.
Right, that should be the last of the interruptions. Apologies again. Missed another try there to the Roosters. So they were out to a 32-0 lead. Now, I don't know that there's too many people still watching and listening into this one. Certainly not too many Dragons fans. There might be a few Roosters fans maybe that watching in, wanting to get an update as to how their team's going. But It certainly hasn't been a great performance here, and Dragons not having a good day so far in the junior reps competition. Tarsha Cup is our, again, heavy chance of going back to back. They've worked their way into this game. They were down 18-0. It's now 22-16 as we go around the ground for Complete Warehouse Solutions. The Bulldogs and the Steelers. Trinity Toanio called the latest try. Tori Shipton and Rian Yo, the other try scorers. The Bulldogs 5 tries to 2, but the Steelers, they're coming home in that one. They've not got too long left, though, so they're coming from the clouds, trying to steal a win from the Bulldogs in the Tarsha Cup. Here in the Lisa Fiaola Cup, we try and look at who that latest try scorer was. It's the Roosters, hasn't been updated as yet. Well, the referee's just had a chat to the Roosters, now calling out the Dragons to have a chat as well. So maybe a little bit of afters after that try is what I'm going to assume has occurred, because he's had a chat to the Roosters girls. He's now having a chat to the Dragons girls. It's been put on report, whatever the Dragons have done. He said he's bit and he sent him away. So 32-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard. The Roosters dominating this game. Not the greatest of starts for the second half for the Dragons either. New South Wales Rugby League hasn't got the try scorer up either, so move in. Low kick, low trajectory kick, but it raises the flags, goes high enough to get over the crossbar. It's 34-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard. Dominance from the Roosters here. Not entirely unexpected, because they have not conceded a point yet in this under-17s girls competition. They look a very good team. They should be there when the whips are cracking at the back end of this junior representative season. Of course, a 9-round season and finals. Cepho, once again, starts the Roosters set. They go wide, and it's with Combo. Combo this time unable to break through the defensive line, gets up and goes again, tries to throw Monique Marshall off, and she's told to go back and play it where she was tackled the first time. So the Roosters work the short side now. They get to the outside, and they're away. Got the fullback to beat, takes on Simon, and now gets the pass out to Butcher, and Butcher will go away. That's a great try from the Roosters. Coco Butcher gets her second. The Dragons, well, their defence is absolutely shot to bits. This scoreline could end up absolutely anything. It's just one-way traffic. It's barely a contested training run at the moment. Dragons, the body language isn't good. And the Roosters, they look like they're in a mood. So double for Coco Butcher. Another kick from out wide coming for Summer Pollard. Hoping for something a little bit better in the last game of the day. Harold Matt's Dragons team. They take on the Central Coast Roosters as well. But the Roosters had the bye in round one. They went down 34-10 to Manly in their only other game. Whereas the Dragons side, they had a win over Balmain last week. So you'd be thinking that we're a good chance of competing in that Harold Matts game after this one. This kick is waved away. So 38-0. 35 minutes gone. Still 25 to play. And they've got themselves in front of the clock here, the Roosters. Flying along and doing it easily. And whoever was updating the New South Wales Rugby League site, they knocked off at half time. So still no word on who the try scorer was for that Roosters, the first try of this half that I missed while I was out dealing with the poor man. Short kick off, bounces up while the Dragons were flying through, but the Roosters just able to secure possession. So a shorter kick, and then it means Veronica Sepho's got to take the second run of the set. She's loving her work. Here's Sepho, the Dragons. Well, they haven't had the ball for a while. Now a run from Temate. Up to the halfway line. Quick play the ball. Goes out to Tonga. Tonga goes out wide at a combo. Combo. Just pure power over the top of Nawi. Quick play the ball, and McPhail out of dummy half. Had a runner with her in Temate. Takes the tackle out. Could have got the short pass. They might have been away again. Goes to Tonga. Tonga puts the kick in behind, looking to find space. It's taken by the Dragons winger, who's held up and will be tackled 5 metres out from her own line. The Roosters just doing absolutely everything right. Jesse Williams playing flag. Yes, he is in the flag team, mate. That's my understanding anyway. I've asked a couple of times and been told that he will be in the flag side, probably playing in that New South Wales Cup trial that's going on at the moment. But I'll have a bit of a look at later on once I've finished calling these 3 games. I'll go and have a look at that SG Ball game that was on earlier, and the SG Ball game for the Steel was on a bit later, and also the New South Wales Cup trial for the Dragons. So Dragons wall to wall all weekend. Probably won't even watch the NRL trials if I'm honest, Mo. I'll just watch the Dragons juniors play and lower grades. So the Dragons, they get through their set. That's a kick from inside their 30. It's taken on the Roosters 40. And they'll bring it back to almost the halfway line before Matty Davis makes the tackle. But it's all Roosters here. 38 points to nil. That's it's not a scoreline the Dragons like seeing. 38-0 against the Roosters. We've seen it before. The famous 1975 Changa and his white boots. Because everyone wears flashy boots nowadays, but it was unusual back then. And the Roosters go forward. Temate probably deserves a try. Goes straight through the line. That's about her 5th line break, but again, gets dragged down a couple of metres short. They get out of dummy half. Well, she had to get down low. McPhail, big time. Well, it just opened up. All she had to do was get down low and she scores a simple try, but stayed very upright. The Dragons got to her and held her up over the line. So they bombed one there, the Roosters. It might not stop them for too long. There's a hat-trick coming for Butcher. Just the long pass out to Butcher. The Dragons' compressed defensive line. That's not working for them. The 3rd try for Coco Butcher. Takes the Roosters beyond 40. This one really does look to get very ugly for the young Dragons. The high of their win last week, basically a try on the siren to get them the win over the Rabbits. The jubilation of that moment is being completely sucked away here by the Central Coast Roosters. 42-0 kick to come. They're just going through and working on their set plays, working on the things that they need to do. They have still, this is the 3rd game the Roosters have played. They still have not conceded a point. 28-0 over the Tigers, 26-0 over the Knights. and we're still 20 minutes to go in this game. They lead 42-0 over the Dragons. And they are getting better and better as this season goes. Might be a team well worth looking at to try and poach some talent for future NRLW prospects. Only under 17 is a long way from the top grade, but certainly some very talented players. I'm impressed with Alea Tamate. Their size, the Dragons need some size. So Veronica Cefo's been good. Pessa Lily Star combo off the bench has been good as well. The kick is waved away, but it is 42-0. 40 minutes gone. 20 still to play. And that first try of the half was Veronica Cepho was finally being updated. She got that first try. I'm assuming she just barged over the top of about 8 Dragons to score. Didn't get to see that one. I was outside dealing with other things. I missed that try. Apologies once again for the interruptions during this game, but I shouldn't have too many more. For the next game, the Harold Mats, which might be a little bit better for Dragons fans and a little bit more enjoyable for me too, as the Roosters again looking to pilot their way through the Dragons front line. Cecilia Tonga just holding on. Now Koenig. Koenig takes that up and put down by Wilson. Now with Tonga. Tonga again floats another one out to Butcher. And Butcher again getting to the outside, but Morgan Simon gets up. She's come away clutching at a face there, Simon on fire. Tonga goes to the line, no fullback at home, but the kick is horrible. Now she's sending that one down to Wollongong, I think. That one was well over the dead ball line. The Dragons will come out to the 20-metre line for the restart, but not sure how Morgan Simon is. The Dragons fullback reeled away after having to come up with another tackle in the backfield after another line break from Coco Butcher. She had 4 in a sight. The pass from dummy half from King, not the best. But it is taken by Robertson Wooten. They keep going down that short side, does King. Runs straight into the marker. Some good marker work. Nawi gets into dummy half. First look at her. Got out of dummy half and perhaps caught the markers not square. There has been a whistle. So I think they're just stopping play for perhaps Morgan Simon. Still getting some treatment. It is Morgan Simon still down on her haunches. Reeled away a few tackles ago, and the trainers have got the attention of the officials to stop play. She's well behind the action, but of course under 17 is a little bit different to NRL. Looks like she's going to stay on the field, so it was getting treatment there for quite some time, and is now going to stay on the park after stopping play. The Roosters, they don't mind too much though. They're running through 2 or 3 changes. It's allowing them to do that. The fact that the game has been stopped. And it looks like another trainer has overruled Morgan Simon and said, you're going to have to come from the field. So there's looks like some discussions going on and just about ready to go. The referee just says, wait for my whistle. And there it is. So we're back underway after that bit of a delay. Pass underneath now to Lee Koanui. No, we have dummy half. Goes to the short side. Terrible pass along the ground. Just diving on it there is Robertson Wooten. The service has got to be better than that. Better on this occasion to King. for the kick, though. It bounces around. And they charge onto it. Staggered chase there from the Dragons. Well, their effort levels are certainly down on where they were last week. When you're down 42-0, quite difficult sometimes to find the motivation to continue. But the Roosters, they seem to be full of running as the captain now bursts through. Mia Vaupois goes straight through. No fullback at home after she broke the line and just goes in a little trot over the try line before planting it under the black dot. Another try to the Roosters, some more poor defence from the Dragons girls. And it goes to 46-0, kick to come from right in front. Well, it's at least a Fiaola Cup side. They've been all too used to score lines like this, but I thought perhaps they might have put them behind them. They did go down 26-0 to the Steelers in round one, but a win last week. And obviously still some work to do in the Dragons females pathway. They've done some good work. They've made some strides, but this is a pretty sizable scoreline against them. Trailing 42-zip kick from in front, waved away. Well, I've been saying it all game how they taking it back 20 metres for a kick from in front is somewhat problematic and unnecessary, and it has cost them there. It just opens up the room for error. Missing a kick from right in front, it's not going to cost them the game, obviously, but something that towards the back end of the season may be worth having a word. 46 minutes gone. 14 to play, 46-zip, the scoreline. Dragons should just throw in the towel. Well, unfortunately, you get to this level, and there's no mercy rule in junior representative competitions. They just keep going. I think there was a game last year against the Bulldogs that finished 96-0 in a 60-minute game. That's outrageous. So it's not quite to that sort of level yet, but the Roosters, they are again up to halfway and again coming back in behind the ruck with Arthur Clark back out onto the field. Fresh bodies for the Roosters. When you get in this sort of mood, everyone's full of running, everyone wants the ball. They're maintaining their shape. It comes out to Berryman. Berryman goes back infield before the tackle made by Wilson. Working down a short side, out of dummy half, knocked down by Nawi, saves a try. Didn't take the intercept, but does knock down the dead set try. That was 100% going to be Talia Tonga getting her second, but Tanapo Nawi gets the hand in the way and delays the near inevitable further points for the Roosters. It'll be a scrum feed. Tonga will feed the scrum. Work to this left-hand side. On the bounce it goes to Berryman. Looks to get to the outside. Holding on to a jersey there is Adams. Does just enough. Like Hall might have gone into dummy half and they crash over the line. No, just short, says the referee. Charging up now, the Dragons. Look how they get a point to the spot. So the referee does point to the spot here. And a try to Chloe Oliver. Pretty soft one. Even she didn't think she scored. She thought she was told to get up and play the ball. The referee points to the spot and awards the try. So they raise the bat here. The Chooks out to a 50-0 lead. And the conversion attempt from 20 in from touch. We'll have about 10 minutes to play. And Summer Pollard kicks this one. I'm not sure if she had the attempt before, but from right in front, she moves in. She strikes this one a lot nicer, but waved away again. So another missed conversion. So remains 50-0. 10 minutes to play. Keeping up with the clock, scoring a try every 4 minutes. At the moment. We might go back to the around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions, back to the Tarsha Gale Cup game. And full time at Hammondville Oval. And the Steelers, they were down 18-0 in this game. They come back to fall just 2 points short. Swilolo Richter scored a try in the 58th minute. The conversion attempt to lock it up was waved away. And the Dogs win that one 22-20. So the Steelers, they came back well, but come up just short in that game. So disappointing loss there. And we won't be... We're still a while away from the Steelers against the Raiders in the SG Ball. There's not a lot left to talk about in this one here. It's been a terrible day for our under-17s. The Bulldogs beating the Steelers 42-4 and currently 50-0 here at Cogra. The Dragons, they get the ball after a Roosters error. Can they get themselves on the scoreboard? The Roosters trying to keep their defence intact, their try line intact that has not been breached in 2025. So now Marshall waits at dummy half. Gets out of dummy half, takes a couple of steps, gets to Phillips. Phillips got a terrible habit of stopping as she gets to the defensive line. You've really got to run through the defensive line, but she seems to stop as she gets there. Charging up there, Temate saw that unfolding and shut it down. Heavy contact on Annabelle Curry. The kick now goes from, just looks at it there. Brooke Carroll had the dive on it. He had a repeat set. Just looks at the ball and Koenig says, well, if you don't want it, I'll get it. Gets the ball back from the charge down. And the Dragons, well, they can't seem to do too much right here. Obviously, the scoreline indicating that down 50-0. A mistake, though, from Oliver. We'll give the Dragons another opportunity. That was a roll ball from Oliver. So it's just a handover. The Dragons will get underway. Now it goes, can they find something, some sort of energy, something that they've been working on with their coaching staff during the week? Fenton looks to step in behind, runs into Oliver. Slow to her feet here, Fenton. Marshall, well, she wanted to go out the back. There was just no runner, no communication, no idea what's happening there. Monique Marshall, now she gets swallowed up. Not fair to her. She plays it back to King. King, she goes to Wilson. Wilson held upright, gets the pass back to King before she's put down. Another play the ball to Marshall. Marshall gets the pass out to Robertson Wooten. The ball hits the deck. It's tried to keep it in field there. No, we can't. And they're trying to just throw the ball around and have some fun. But it's just not working. The Roosters up in their face. No space at all for the Dragons. They Can't seem to get too much going. It's been a tough day at the office for at least a Fiaola Cup side. They've had a little bit of the ball at least in the last couple of minutes, but all the defence they've done is clearly sucked the air out of their lungs. They didn't have much energy for either of those attacking sets. The Roosters, they got a little bit of tackling practice. Now they get the ball back in their hands. They're pretty familiar with how it feels. They work down that right-hand channel. Taking it forward through Wooden. Wooden's up over the halfway line. Pass to the outside. The front rowers combining. Hammond to Arthur Clark. The ball comes out the back. They're going to look to use the ball as well. Comes out wider to Koenig. Koenig on tackle 5. Come to Tonga for the kick. Gets underneath it. No, he's underneath. Takes that one. Takes a little bit of a step. Steps off the right foot. It's gone to the wing. Here, Tanapon Nawi. Because the injury to Morgan Simon forcing a bit of a reshuffle. I think Annabelle Curry has gone back to fullback. No, he's gone out to that wing. Fenton, she's okay. She had a bit of a slow play the ball last time she carried the ball. A nice strong charge there. Finds the front. Carroll dummies on the outside. And again, the Roosters' defence is up quickly to shut anything down on the outside. With any of the Mad Dragons podcast panel make good coaches. I think we all think we would, Mo. I think the reality is Benny O'Brien does a bit of coaching. He's certainly got a bit of a read on the game. Mother's got a good history in the game as well. So there's a few guys that know a bit about rugby league, the tactics of it, and could make decent coaches. But I don't think any of us are half as good as we think we are, mate. We're just fans of the game that love talking about the Dragons. But in terms of knowledge, we'll leave that up to the people that actually know what they're going on about. We just give our opinion and move on, and have a bit of fun talking shit. But I don't think any world class coaches among the panel. As I say, I think Benny O'Brien is involved with some of the boys in the Illawarra South Coast Dragons lineup. Does a bit of coaching at his local club as well, but it's no sort of high level or anything like that. The Dragons, they've got the ball now from another Roosters error. A kick on the first play from King, chasing through. The Roosters seem to have it covered. They need a kind bounce here. The Dragons, they don't get one, but they do chase through. And they've got the Roosters now trapped on their own line. And a penalty to the Dragons. Well, it's an offside penalty. I'm not exactly sure how. Must have dropped the ball and been picked up by a player in an offside position. The Dragons are coming across saying they want to take the 2. But tell you what, the Talina Adams came screaming across, asking to take the 2 points here. They just want to, they want to get on the scoreboard and take their ball and go home. They want to make sure that the Roosters have get off their duck egg in terms of points conceded. And at 50-0, the Dragons are going to take the 2. Unbelievable. I honestly, I can't fathom that decision from the Dragons. In any case, it'll take a bit of time off the clock and maybe get us closer to the full-time siren. But at 50-0, you take the tap, you try and score a try, you try and breach the line, try and do something. About 90 seconds left. And from 50-0, if they kick it, it's going to be 50 points to 2. The Roosters here look set up to charge it down rugby union style. The conversion attempt is, or the penalty goal rather, is successful. And if you believe it, it's 50-2 to the Roosters. I don't know, make of that what you will. Not sure if the call came from Renee Target, wanted to get on the scoreboard, didn't want to be kept to 0. But it's certainly an odd one, an odd-looking scoreline now. But we're on the board. Perhaps an acknowledgement that they weren't going to be able to score a try here against the Roosters, and the 2 points was the only way they were going to get on the board. The kickoff from the Roosters almost finds the sideline. It's trapped well by the Dragons. And we're down into the last minute of this contest as Marshall jamming into her ribs there, Aurelia Temate, and Kernick involved in the tackle as well, as you'd expect. Kernick chases from marker hard and makes the next tackle as well. Goes to King. Kicking from just outside the 20, down to the halfway line. It bounces around for Stella Hall. Hall's got the ball, and the Roosters looking to have last say. Hall plays the ball, and the Roosters are now going to kick early in the count. Goes down, bouncing around, chasing through come the Roosters. Getting back on it, though, is Davis, who cleans it up as the siren sounds. And that is full time with the Roosters victorious 50-2 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. And, plenty of tries. A hat-trick to Coco Butcher, but no other multiple try scorers. Summer Pollard got one. Mia Voltwa, Talia Tonga, both halves getting across. Star Arthur Clark scored. Try to Chloe Oliver. Petha Lily Star Combo scored one. And Veronica Sefo were the Roosters. Many try scorers in that game. The Dragons with a penalty goal in the last 90 seconds to Talina Adams to take it from 50-0 to 50-2. And that's the way it finished up. So a good win for the Central Coast Roosters in this one. And we'll be back with the same combo. The Dragons against the Central Coast Roosters. This time the Harold Matts competition. I expect that to be a little bit closer. I expect the Dragons to be a bit more competitive. Hopefully a Dragons win coming up. Join us for that one. That one won't be too far away. See you.
Coco is at Pound's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Must tells tales of Dragons wins and tuna victory. Tony and the NP crew will do their very best. Hitting up topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet feet. And so our peddlers weave the tales and our pursuit is our dream.